recently we've had a discussion, and I know if you heard it, that this year, especially for women's bodybuilding, particularly a gentleman who I met when I was at Tampa, I shook the gentleman's hand, and I, I just, I feel betrayed. Again, I get the reason why, because it's about business. And I know business is never personal, but to me, Tim Gardner, business is personal to me. To me,
Yeah.
right here, I stand beside this man. Have my arm around him. I met the man. I shook his hand. So Terrell was on my other side. I tried not to look too hard at Isabel. So try to keep my composure. But I'm standing beside this man here. Him. I feel like I feel like that like, yo, Jake, you gonna do this shit to me, Jake. I'm talking to Jake Wood, but he has decided to end his relationship with women's bodybuilding. His shows have decided to drop, even the Masters, Tampa, Chicago, and he announced he's bringing back Puerto Rico, but it was going to be the Open for the women, but it was going to be Masters. Brother, you were there. You've been to that show quite often. What's your feeling on it?
Yeah, I was very disappointed to see that. However, there is a glimmer of hope just because, last year Tim had dropped, I think he dropped women's bodybuilding from Tampa, and then it ended up coming back. And I think there was a sponsor that came on to help with the prize money. Was it Bad Rap that did the prize money? I can't remember now.
No, it was what Bad Rap did. What it did was it put up the jackets for the winners, because
yeah.
But all the sponsor was Alina Popa and Jake Wood. They were the one came.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I saw that Primetime Muscle's going to do an interview. They're going to have both Alina and Linda Murray. We're talking to them about the state of women's bodybuilding. But this is something I just saw. Also, I want to share with y'all out there. And this lady's been a guest on my channel a couple of times, and that is IFBB Women's Pro Bodybuilder Anastasia Ryder. And she goes by. I hate to pronounce her married name now. It's kind of it's I think it's Russia or something. I don't want to Valesky or something that says it. I don't want to mess it up. And Anastasia did this. She just started a GoFundMe, and this GoFundMe is going to possibly help the cover some expenses. It's to support the women's bodybuilding category in the USA, because US, because most of the shows are here in the US, and the numbers are kind of low. There's like a few shows here in America, outside of the US, and she shares this. She has started a GoFundMe, and
that's it's actually above that now. I think they've raised like 1,150, I think, and they reduced the goal to 12.5 or 12,500. But yeah, people are actually responding to it. It's pretty cool to see that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, she's we appreciate Anastasia for stepping up. She competed last year, but then she started to step away because recently when I talked to her, when she was like planning on moving, her and her husband. She is thinking about making a return to competition next year. That's somebody that she's an impressive young lady. She's been in the game for quite some time. I had the opportunity to interview her back in around was it 2024 when she got a pro card at Nationals. I think it was 2023. And it was, I think it was the next year later, I interviewed her. She did, Chicago, which is a show she's done before. She's done Tampa plenty of times. I really appreciate what she's doing. She's stepping up, putting her money where her mouth is. Like I said again, the prize money draft really just to cover the cost for women's bodybuilding. Here it is. If you see it here, you can go to Anastasia. You can go to Anastasia's site. You can go to the Art of Female Muscle. That's my man, I'm Jeremy. You can also go to the Female Body channel, and also later I'm going to post something later. I might do a little video or something and post one later. And
it is nice to see there's support coming through. And Anastasia's really great. I know she's lived in Tampa for several years, so she's moving from Tampa.
Yeah, she said she's planning on moving. Maybe not too soon now since the weather. But I remember we did a little interview just a few months ago. You know, I got to see her in Tampa. I didn't get to talk to her. I did see her there in Tampa because I think she didn't want to compete that day. I think she was there to help root for some clients. And you know, she's also a coach herself. She coaches other competitors, and she's a president young lady. Here's with a husband. She got a nice booty on her too, for a white girl. You know, and I really appreciate that these women are still trying to fight for a division that is I often say like this, is quietly walk behind from the back and stab in the heart. It's a quote from my master Raza Goldemon's head. We got some people that pop in, and this is one of other of our brothers, my man Jeremy from the Art of Female Muscle. Shout out to Jeremy, he's here.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hi, how you guys doing?
And
I'm doing good.
And another brother, you know, this is my man, you know, he's my hater. I love that you hate me, brother. I love that you hate me because you give me energy. My man KL the Wanderer.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah. So anyway, this is like, if you know that I saw the post that Jeremy he posted. And I said, you know what, that's a good idea. You know, one thing about with a crowdfunder, especially like GoFundMe, it can be a hit or miss. You gotta find the people who really want to genuinely want to support this move.
I've like I said, you go ahead.
Sorry, I just checked on Page. They're up to 10% of what they were wanting to get, and I think it's only less than 2 hours old, and we're already up to this point. So
people are stepping up. That's great.
So I think just the fact that they're able they've gotten so much support. I have yet to set up my GoFundMe, but once I do, probably going to be giving some to that as well. So, but it's still. I think it's great that Anastasia is doing that. That's why I posted my page. It's better to light a candle than merely curse the darkness, and that's pretty much what she's doing, which I think is wonderful. So
that's great.
And I think it's also great that Natalia Abraham Coelho is working with Tamer as well as that guy Luciano down in Brazil to bring women's bodybuilding to that show, in question. So that's another plus. And then you've got the Steve Carr show that came out of nowhere last year. So I think they're positives, but it's really sad to see Chicago and Tampa go by the wayside like that. But I posted over on Female Bodybuilding Channel. I said, bear in mind that Jake and Alina came through, and they brought it back. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's not like that can't happen, but it'd be wonderful if they did. So, but I mean, that was for Tampa. I don't know what's going to happen with Chicago though, because that's Tim, isn't it?
Yeah, that's both of those. Also Tim. Yeah. And also, you know, he did bring back Puerto Rico. He said he was going to bring back to Puerto Rico this year. It's going to start in April, but they were going to have women's open. They were going to have the women's masters. And the thing is, those competitors paid to play. So what's the reason for that? Why, you know, you're going to drop the open because, you know, but then you drop the masters too?
Right. So
yeah, that is weird, huh?
So anyway, as we know, one thing we've been talking about is my discussion was who we want to see come back, especially, you know, be it women's bodybuilding, physique, or even figure that looks like some ladies that look like they might be getting ready for this year. One person I think a lot of people would love to see come back, and this is just me, is maybe just me, I don't know, is Alicia Young. And I think we have not seen Alicia in nearly 6 years. She last competed was I think she did Olympia in 2020 or the Rising Phoenix that year. And, you know, she's been posting some stuff, but you know, like some of it, I think a little bit throwback. I don't know if it's updated, you know. I just want to get you up the guys' field. Especially with her, she had a great look to her, great muscle, sex appeal. She was big, especially for her height, you know, and she also, I think one of her favorite poses was the most muscular. You know, that's the one she always does. So y'all think that would you want to see her come back, especially this time when there's so few shows?
I'd love to see her come back, and she's very popular too. I think the fans would definitely
What would she
appreciate seeing
do?
her back.
Hmm?
What would she do? Like on women's bodybuilding or women's physique?
With bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding, yeah, that's what she's
But
always
I mean,
competed.
it's like they have what the limited shows from what I'm hearing. I mean, I don't know.
Well, it
Like, is
doesn't.
it worth it for her to come back?
Well, the thing is, if someone like her comes back, a lot of ladies are a fan of hers, and it's also some promoters might like to have her on the show because she's popular.
Mhm.
Even though this is a situation
Yeah,
she had been before, but then it's about if you bring somebody in that can bring attention to the show. Maybe some promoters will like some competitors to come, like when Natalia do shows like the Pittsburgh Pro or the New York Pro, and some women want maybe have see stack their skills to compare to someone like Alicia or someone like Andrea Shaw. You
I
know,
think fans would love to see her, and I think they'd buy tickets to go see her compete again too. So I think it'd be great if she comes back, but I'm not sure why she left to begin with. Actually,
well, she was divorced a while back. Then the situation happened with her and her ex-husband. She was raising her daughter. She was doing a lot of injuries and stuff like that. I mean, I remember one time she got into a wreck on a scooter, and then she said, "I did a video about it. She liked it and she appreciated it." And
hmm.
again, she just has that great look to her. She's, big, beautiful, blonde. I mean, guys are a fan of hers. I mean, some of the ladies really like her because she carries femininity about her. She's a mass muscle, but also she maintains a femininity.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't find a problem of her coming back, but it's been like 6 years. You know,
Well, there's been plenty of ladies who've been sitting out a lot longer. I remember me and David talked to April Cosamato, who sit out almost 11 years before she came back. And she turned pro about
Yeah,
10 years ago. Another lady who I would say I wouldn't mind seeing coming back, and she hasn't competed for just about as long is Alicia is Eva Montgomery, and Eva's kind
yeah,
of like in
man,
that Eva's that same
she's
mode
beefy.
of yeah, beefy, beautiful. I mean, she last time she competed was in 2022 at the Olympia. That was her first Olympia. She was the first winner of the Vancouver Isle show because there's only one competitor. She was the only one to make it because she lived in Washington State and took the ferry to get to the show. Also,
Hmm.
Alicia, she's a mother. She has two sons. Her recently, I know where her oldest son, he just had a baby. That baby's probably like a year old now. He serves the military, so thank you for his service. I say that. And she's worked as a coach and a trainer. I think if she comes back, because she does have that mass muscle, she has femininity too. I think it maybe be a game changer.
Yeah, I'd be cool with her coming back for sure. And yeah, definitely, she's very popular, and she really seems to love her fans too. I didn't actually realize she was a mom. That's pretty cool too.
I think her oldest son, he's like I said, he's married and he has a grandchild. I think her youngest son is already, I think, about to go to college. Um, you know, she's someone I think a lot of people would love to see come back. I mean, she's been doing, I think, some powerlifting here and there. She's really, from some of the last pictures, she really has tightened up a little bit. Like she's gotten better condition. She was, I think, when she did the Olympia back in 2022, she's a little thick, but I think she's really makes improvements.
what made her step back? What, she making improvements or she got injured?
I don't know. It could be so many different things. Sometimes ladies could be just something personal. Maybe she felt like she needed more time to grow, after the last Olympia. Or sometimes the sport can be overwhelming for any competitor. It can be just anything can happen. We have here coming in my man Josh Simpkins popping in here. Welcome, Josh.
How's it go, Empire Nation?
Hey,
Hey,
how's
how's
it
it going?
going?
How's it going with you, brother? We got here our man Lawrence Perkins. He's in here in the building. He wants to shout out. Says, "Hey, Jeremy and
Where's
KL.
up?
How you doing? How you doing?
Hey,
How you
how's it
doing
going?
there?"
Going.
Also,
How's
we
it going?
have here is uh, you know PIJ 1520. He says hi. He says also he says this. He makes a comment here. He says, Hope judges rewards size this year. And that's the thing. That's the debate because is it, especially for women's bodybuilding, size matters. And compared to women's physique, we are seeing women in that division that that are just as big as some women in women's physique. I'm like we earlier, I guess that we talked about Megan Morrison, who's got it. Me and David met her. Both we talked to her. This is a big one.
Yeah, she's a big girl. Yeah, I think she would do good in women's bodybuilding. Actually,
she would, I think, but it's up to her if she want to move up or not. We have here. Shout out to my man here. This is from a man. Kenny says, it seems like Branka Djokovic maybe come back. It true. I can't wait. Well, you know what? I think I've been seeing some stuff on Branka. Branka, she last competed, I think, in 2022. She was top 5. Honestly, I think she deserved to be in 3rd place because that was the year no offense to Hella Savino. I like Hella Savino. I'm a fan of hers. But I don't think she deserved to be in 3rd. Branka was just, her condition was amazing, even though she's like on the smaller side compared to women's bodybuilder, but her shape is amazing. She's kind of like, I would say compared to someone like, Michaela Aycock, Branka.
Yeah,
but I think
Branka's great. I like her a lot. I hadn't heard that she might come back. That's cool though. Her conditioning is top notch. It's just amazing.
Well, I was talking to before online, and she lives in Croatia, and she's also herself. Her daughter got married just a while back, and she's been in the game for a long time. She's been a pro since I think 2011, 2012. She actually on the pro card originally in women's bodybuilding, but then she switched over to physique, and she is on the small leaner side. But the last few shows, when she made the switch, she's really put on some size. Her condition is just crazy. I mean, with someone now with like Michaela Aycock has retired from the game, you get this woman who she's small, but she puts on great muscle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always liked her.
Yeah,
great physique.
Yeah, that's one.
She's
also,
small too. I forgot she's kind of. She's about as big as, or about as tall as Michaela. Do you think? Or
yeah, I think
they're like the same height.
Yeah,
about the same height, really.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
another lady. Yeah, another lady. I think me and David will agree on that. We're hoping because she might, because we do follow her. Is Sherry Piami, and Sherry's been on guest on our channels. Sherry, she took a step back because of some medical issues. She works to get a hygienist. She's a mother of 3 kids. Her oldest daughter has now become a nun. I think recently her youngest son just celebrated he's now a teenager now. This is from she did this news special a while back. I want to share it.
Sherry's a people person, but after a long day of talking to people and the people more like mumbling back, it's time to get out and unwind.
Time work's done, I'm ready to go kind of exert some energy, let some of my steam off for the day. Typically for a dental hygienist, full-time is 4 days a week. I happen to only do 3 at the moment, which allows me to have a little bit more time to focus on my bodybuilding.
Wait, what?
Now it's like I can't get enough. I want to be bigger.
Part bodybuilder, part dental hygienist. Talk about balance.
I'm a pretty type A, OCD type of person. I work really well with a schedule and a plan. This is my sanctuary. This is where I come to decompress and, believe it or not, relax. This is my favorite time of day. This is where I feel comfortable. I feel at home here.
Bodybuilding wasn't always the plan for Sherry. After having her 3rd baby, she wanted to get back in shape. She and a friend said, let's sign up for a figure competition to give us a goal to work towards.
We had this whole Fit by 40 was our motto. My first competition, I won. And so we did another one, and I won that one. And that qualified me for a national show. It took on a life of its own after that.
Sherry got her pro card, and suddenly she was seeing herself for what she is, one of the top female bodybuilders in the world.
I don't think I realized how I looked or the changes that I had made until I saw my stage shots, of the competition, especially my back. I turned around and, oh my gosh, that's me. It was really kind of surreal.
As her muscles grow, so does her discipline, habits, heart, mental toughness. Something that she and any female bodybuilder need for success. And she's found community in the sport, less like competition and more like camaraderie.
I think we deal with a lot of society outlashing towards us for how we look. A lot of people don't find us socially normal physically, which I understand.
Not really a surprise. Female bodybuilders hear it. They hear it from the trolls, people who don't understand what it takes. Sherry doesn't let it get to her. She puts in the work because that's what she wants.
That's what I focus on. I focus on the positive. And, I have a lot of younger girls who approach me and will say that, that I inspire them. And to me, that's worth it all. To be that kind of a role model for somebody doing something that you love, it's pretty cool.
It's never too late to go after a dream, and balancing it all takes a lot of strength.
I've learned that I'm a lot stronger mentally than I ever thought I was. That as long as you have that drive and that desire, you're pretty much able to do whatever you want in life. The confidence that comes with that, the ability to know that if you're consistent and you work the plan and you stay the course, as cliche as it sounds, that eventually you come out winning.
In Melbourne, Danielle Stein, Spectrum Sports 3.
Well, she
Nice.
is amazing. She's an amazing lady. She's been on my channel before. She's been dated. We interviewed her too. She's worked with Bad Rap. Most definitely, if she comes back, I think it'd be a great thing because we need women like her who has a way look to her, femininity, muscle. She's her story of being a mother with 3 kids and working a job. I mean, that's what we need, more spokeswomen like Sherry and so many others.
Yeah.
Because, it really helps out and brings attention to bodybuilding.
Especially the younger
Yeah,
generation.
She definitely likes the fans too. She's big on and vice versa. And yeah, she's definitely my favorite in women's bodybuilding category. So I'm excited about her coming back. It does sound like she's going to come back this year, but like do a later show. I did find out that Amanda Machado interviewed her recently, and Amanda's going to release that interview later. So I'm kind of curious to see what kind of information comes out of that interview.
Well, I can't wait. I mean, it'd be great to hear because I still be in contact a bit with Sherry. She really, like I said, she has a great personality about herself. She has a beautiful smile. The guy who was working out with her is her boyfriend, Chris Race. Chris was competing for a while, but I think we talked. He's going to step back from that and focus on advertising and stuff like that. It's pretty good, and it's good to have a partner that works like that. Here we got a comment here. Shout out to my man PJ. He says this. He says, just saw Julie Wetzel, didn't know how to spell her last name, retired from female bodybuilding. Is it official, or is she just saying,
No, she didn't. She
didn't retire. She go to another division.
Right.
Yeah.
So she said she's lost 40 pounds of muscle. So she's been like training catabolically. So she's trying to get the weight down. I think she's trying to do the same thing Christina Nicole Mendoza is doing. Is trying to go to wellness as well. Somebody I would like to see come back. I know last time she competed was back in 2020. Andrea Sauer, Rick Dixon.
Yeah,
I would love to see her.
Yeah, look like she's cooking up something.
But she had a whole bunch of, I guess, medical problems.
Yeah.
After that show, which I guess is what sidelined her. I don't know if she's retired or not, but I mean, she's still keeping in shape. I mean, I don't see her. I don't see her cutting or anything like that. But I mean, I would love to see her come back to competition because I thought she looked great then. So
I think she's been doing more social media lately too. So that's what makes me back. Yeah,
because today's her birthday, and she's also a coach. She's go by the title is Wick Vixen. I've been talking with her. I think she's thinking about it. She wanted to come back last year, but she had some surgery. She had issues with her back. She was in a car
Yeah,
wreck.
knee.
Issue with her knees. She looked like she has put on some size. She looks really good. What about her? She's her eyes. She has this beautiful eyes. I mean, they can draw it to you.
Yeah.
She last competed. I think the last show she did was New York in 2020. I think 2023. And she did Vancouver Isle show that same year. I think that was the year that.
Did she do Savannah too?
No, she did Savannah back in 2021.
Okay.
I think 2021 and 2020. And she also does a lot of. She works with artists and actors. She did some commercials, some music videos. She has a great personality about her. She's also on a certain site as I call the Beat the Meat website. So,
oh my God.
That's true.
Yeah, you got to point that out because that's how some of these make their money. And I think I can see her probably coming back maybe this year because it's been like at least a good whole maybe 2 years or more, and she's been putting on some size.
Yeah, another one that comes to mind. She not only would I like to see her come back, she just recently announced that she is coming back. Nikki Chartrand.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
She said that she has apparently made show plans for this year. So
nice.
It'd be fantastic to see her come back because she always had a really good look. And I also remember that great posing routine that she had that one year for Rising Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And she absolutely loved doing it. So she's got a great look to her. So
yeah, because she's putting a lot more size. Because I think last time she competed was in 2023. Also, she went through some stuff. I think her and her husband got divorced because she was living in the States, in Arizona, and she moved back to Canada. She was in some issues with some relationships here and there. She's kind of like a tall woman herself. She's a big girl herself. This is something she posted a while back, and this is something very interesting she made a comment on.
You're in a new relationship and you want to tell your new partner what you need without sounding like you're bashing your ex or talking about your ex the whole time. So, for example, I never knew if my ex was going to step up for me. If I got hurt, injured, sick, whatever, I never knew if he was going to be there for me or tell me to figure it out on my own. He would say he's going to do something and then not do it. So instead of running through my whole experience with my past partner, what I can say to my new partner is, I deeply value reliability in a relationship. That's so important to me. I need to know that when you say you're going to be there, you're there. So there is a way to communicate what you need and what your experience has been without sounding like you're bashing or talking about your ex all the time. Give that a try.
Well, that's good. That's good informative because like I said, she was married before. Her and her husband, they would live in Arizona. Then things didn't work out. I think she moved back to Canada because that's where she's from originally. She has a great look to her. I think she was top 3 at the Tampa one year because I think that was the year that Michaela Aycock won. And she has a great look to her. Great muscle. Great femininity look to her. She was a physique competitor for a good while, but now she's been focusing on bodybuilding for the last 2 or 3 years. Now another name that she also last competed in 2022, and that's Jessica. I believe it's Jessica Martin.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since she competed. Yeah.
And you know what? She was very close. She almost got her qualification in Chicago, but she lost to Christina Mendoza that year. And she still keeps in good shape. She lives,
wow.
Yeah, she lives. Yeah, she lives in Washington. I think around Spokane. I mean, she's massive. She's also herself a mother. She has a son. I think he's a teenager now. We'd love to see her come back. She's really, has put on some size. To me, I honestly think like she should have just didn't stop in Chicago. She should have did another show after that, and I think she could have got a qualification for the Olympia that year.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like she don't like putting herself out there too much. From what I see about.
I mean, that's what you got to do now, though.
Yeah, that thing is.
You got to put yourself out there.
Yeah, let's say some ladies feel comfortable putting themselves out there, but the thing is, especially in a sport like bodybuilding, you got to put yourself, you have to sell yourself like any kind of athlete. You are an athlete. You got to promote yourself. You have to really reach out and see if people are interested in promoting you. And sometimes you can't be too hesitant. She does post on social media every so often, and that's a good thing. But we want to see her be more active, especially when we have so few shows, so few opportunities, and we have some ladies who have, I would say, superstar level that can really maybe make things happen.
You know who else?
They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it.
I got a name, Teresa Ivekara. I pronounced her last name. Shoot,
Teresa,
help me out here. Teresa, yeah.
Teresa, well, she competed last year. And
she was at Triple O last year.
And then she stopped.
Okay.
She didn't do another show after.
I thought she didn't compete last year. She only did one show already.
She did one show. And I remember she was talking about how that there was issues with her financially. Because she talked about it before in I think another interview. And she went back to Triple O because she won it the year before. And she thought she might have a chance, but she didn't do too well. That was the year that Shalika Given won. And I think Teresa was fourth because top three in that show was Salika, Tiana Flex, Chelsea, and then you had Teresa.
Okay, got you.
Teresa's great.
Somebody tonight. Sorry, go ahead.
What?
I think Teresa is one of the most popular women's bodybuilding competitors, and I do hope that she'll come back and compete again. I don't know. Do y'all know if she has plans or?
Well, she hadn't said anything definitely, but I think I'm hearing some things she might try to do Triple O again because she's done that show. As you know, me and David, we're doing some sponsoring for that show because I'm going to be sponsoring one of the jackets, so and that's great. I want to help my friend the units, and David, he's also sponsoring, and David's also got some plans too.
Oh yeah, I'm actually not going to make it to Triple O this year, but I'm going to the Arnold's.
What?
Well, I know they don't have my favorite categories, but I want to go to the Expo because the Expo I've heard is just really worth it, and a lot of great competitors go to the Expo too. And then I'm going to go to New York Pro too, see Susan Matheson compete over there. And I went last year too. That was a great show. It really is. Fortunately, don't have women's bodybuilding anymore, but they do have women's physique and figure. So, but I'm excited about that show too.
So wait, you said you're not going to the Triple O?
Yeah, no, just because for one thing, I got too much going on with work to do kind of 3 shows in 3 months. And that's also financially tough. That's why I decided to do a small sponsorship and but not spend the money to go to Arizona this year. So
okay,
nice, have fun.
I got a question for everybody out there. Does anybody know what happened to Mona Persala?
Well,
Mona Persala.
Has she retired?
Mona Persala? No, Mona hasn't. Well, she hasn't really so much retired. I've been talking with. I'm really cool with Melanie Horton. She's from Canada. She knows Mona. Mona just got her her degree as a massage therapist, and she's focused on that now. So, there's no, not definitely if she's going to come back and compete at all. She's focused on her business end of it, but you never know. She's been a multiple-time Olympian herself. She's from Iran because the story with her because she can't go back there because she can be killed because of what she does as a competitor, the bodybuilder.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I like Mona. It's great.
Yeah. Someone else who's kind of been missing out of action that I think some people like to see. If she took this year off, and she might return because she just had knee surgery. That's Hella Trevino, and
I love to see Hella Trevino.
Hella is lifetime qualified for the Olympia. because she's been a two-time Rise of Phoenix champion. Her, along with Irene Anderson, and Gina Cavallero, who are coaches in the Team 4 Pro. Hella, who has been top 3 in the last couple of Miss Olympias in her career. She's been two-time Rise of Phoenix champion. She went through surgery. We're talking with Eunice. She moved back to Denmark because she was staying in Dubai for a while because she was working with Nasir. And now I think she's working with somebody else now.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling she's planning on coming back because I think she recovered from her surgery. I'm not absolutely sure about that, but yeah, she'd be great to have come back again. Kind of a legend in the sport at this point, guys. She's been competing for what 25, 30 years now. It's a long time.
Yeah, there's another veteran there.
Yeah, because she was a back. She got into in the early 2000s, in 90s and 2000s. She had an injury that occurred, which shut her out for like a good 7 or 8 years, and then she recovered and came back. Been to multiple Olympias, and then, she may return back to Olympia when they brought her back in 2020, and she's been two-time Rise of Phoenix champion. Because of that, she's lifetime qualified, meaning that she can, as long as she's competing, she doesn't have to do a show. Because we all know who runs the Olympia now, and that's Jake. All champions, either her, people like Margie Martin, Alina Popa, even Andrea, they can, even if Andrea started to step away from bodybuilding, and she can just come back in because she is, not just being Rise of Phoenix champion, but also being the current Miss Olympia champion. That's the tag.
Didn't they come out? Didn't they, when they came out with their new rules for who qualifies as an IFBB pro, I seem to recall they made some kind of change to that as far as the lifetime qualification. That I guess if you haven't shown up 5-6 years or something like that, I guess it no longer applies. That's just a guess. But I